Hello everyone, this is Burko1 here, and I would like to say thank you to 74Susu for giving me a shout out for my top 10 comic books. And let me get started. First two, I remember buying these issues back in the 1970s. I guess these are the first two, number 10 and number 9, that really got me started in liking comic books, reading them, collecting them. And I was only a kid at the time. I guess I was like 8 years old. And the issues I have are not in high grade or anything like that, but they're reader copies. But even to this day, I still love these books. So let me show you number 10 in my collection. It is Captain Marvel, issue number 31. And it's really a nice book. It's got a great story. The Cosmic Cube, Thanos, is involved, and it's an Avengers crossover. And I recall buying this issue back in 1974. Guess I'm really dating myself here, but this was the book, well, one of the first few books that kind of got it started for me, and I just got hooked on the cover. Jim Starlin artwork and the storyline itself got me interested in the Avengers, and what can you say, it's a great book. Captain Marvel number 31 coming in at 10 in my collection. And this would be number 9 for me. Also a book I do recall buying back in the 70s, and I thought it was a great book at the time. Giant-sized superstars featuring the Fantastic Four, Thing versus Hulk cover and storyline. I mean, you can't go wrong with any issue that has the Thing versus the Hulk, and there are several of them out there. So this was a great book, and I read this also back then and just got hooked on comics. Primarily Marvel. Even to this day, I have some DC in my collection, but I think my top 10, I think it's going to be all Marvel. Number 8, another great book from the 70s, and a great series at that. Marvel 2-in-1, issue number 1, Thing and Man-Thing. And this was a great issue to start off a great series. I think that lasted into the 80s. Before it came to an end. And this is a pretty good issue also. It's in decent shape. That's number 7. Number 6. You see where I'm going with this, right? I guess I'm a Fantastic Four enthusiast. Issue number 59. Inhumans crossover. This story's really got it all, besides a great cover. Dr. Doom, Silver Surfer are in this book, and it's just a great issue. Fantastic Four 59. Up next, X-Men number 5. Bought this off of eBay last year, and it's a great cover, great book. It's the earliest X-Men I have, and you know, it's got some writing on it, which doesn't really bother me. I bought a few X-Men from the same dealer, and it had all the same writing on it. Must have been the first collector, first person who bought the issues, and she really, it says Mary Bailey. And all the books are dated like 1965 or 66. But it's a really cool cover. And although I'm not a huge X-Men fan, I can certainly appreciate these X-Men covers and storylines. It's what makes X-Men popular to this day. So that would be number 6 in my collection of favorite comics. Let's go over to number 5. Also a Silver Age, you know, great book from the 60s. Submariner, An Incredible Hulk, Tales to Astonish number 75. I'm just hooked on this cover. Jack Kirby artwork. And it's a great book. All of these Tales to Astonish, I think, are kind of underrated. They're great stories. And people do collect them, but they're not up there as in value like the other Silver Age books. So that's number 5 for me. Working my way down, fellas. Journey into Mystery. Another Thor comic book in my collection. I have so many of these Journey into Mysteries, I had to take a look at them last night and decide which one would make it on my top 10 list. And I just love this cover. You know, it's a story involving the Absorbing Man, which was a great villain in many of these books, and he made it all the way to Asgard. And I don't think Thor's father's too happy about that. It's just a great cover. Journey into Mystery, number 122. Next up, The Avengers, number 12. This Hostage Earth. Great cover. It's got to be my favorite cover in all of the Silver Age Avengers books. And I think it was 74 Susu who stated that you know, you put your comics in Mylar, it looks like you're looking at high definition. And that is the case, because these books look great. The ones I have in Mylar, trying to transition all the books over. Hopefully eventually I'll have them all in Mylar. Avengers number 12. Coming in at number 3. Number 2. Avengers number 7. Let me tell you why I like this book so much. I bought it from Metropolis in New York City. And it comes out of a collection that's called the Tremont Collection. And it has to do with two brothers who bought comics in the late 50s and 60s into the 70s. They bought hundreds of comics, probably thousands. Not only Marvel, DC, all the other publishers, and they kept them in really good shape. And this comes from their collection. I bought this at Comic-Con a few years ago. The Tremont Collection, which is only like a couple miles away from where I live, is where these guys grew up. You know, they parted with their books eventually, and I bought a few of them. And this is another great story, early Avengers, fabulous cover. Coming in at number 1, no, it's not the Blank Wall. It is Fantastic Four, issue number 4. I would say the best book in my collection. I bought it about a year ago, and I've always loved the cover since I was a kid. First appearance of Submariner in the Silver Age, and just a great book. Jack Kirby cover, CGC 4.0. To get something in a higher grade would have been rough. It's a pretty expensive book, but that is coming in as number 1 in my collection. I guess the great thing about this is that we can change our minds, can't we? As we keep increasing our collection. But right now, Fantastic Four issue number 4 comes in as my number 1 book. And I want to thank you guys for taking a look at this. And let me know what you think. And I want to pass this on to 86 Celtics. I hope he can give us his top 10, top 20. You know, he has some great Golden Age and Silver Age books in high grade. So I'd love to see what he considers his best top 10 or top 20 books. Alright guys, I'll see you again. Thank you.